Let me talk about the stages of dealing with crisis. Number one, and I noticed this even with COVID-19, there's a stage of denial. You know, a lot of people, even now, they still don't believe that. They think this is a government manufactured thing where maybe some consortium or conspiratorial thing has happened. Maybe the G20 guys did it. Who knows who did it? Hey, who manufactured this bug and turned it loose on us? And so you got a lot of people still in denial. But I want to tell you something here. The body bags are not lying. The funerals are not lying. Those are real things. And I know this directly. All right. One of the marks of good leadership, and that's a part of what this forum is being put on to do. Not only are we defining crisis and we're talking about what it looks like and what it brings into our lives, but we need to talk about, okay, how do we confront this? What do we do as leaders? This is the Third World Leaders Association. How do we deal with this as leaders? One of the marks of good leadership is to dispense with denial quickly and face the hard issues with eyes wide open and a determined attitude. Good leaders also define reality. They set direction and they inspire people to move forward. Number two, dealing with the crisis is containment. Containment. Containment plays out in one of two forms. Got to watch out for this. Leaders either try to keep the matter quiet or they engage in buck passing. All right, passing the buck. Issues always find their way to the surface, but buck passing is where problems disappear by giving it to somebody else to solve. That's not going to solve it. I'm not against delegation. Delegation is very, very important. Delegate things that need to be delegated to the people qualified to sustain that scope of operation and approach to what's going on. The third stage in dealing with that crisis, again, and it's a little related to the second point I made there, is blaming and shaming. All the parties with a stake in the problem get into a frantic state of self-defense, assigning blame and some claiming credit for this, that, and the other. And it's very sad. Strong leadership avoids this nonsensical behavior. And instead, they quickly and boldly define the problem, outline a plan of action, and execute it. That's the way you have to go after crisis. The crisis will not back off. There's no reasoning with the crisis. Listen, it doesn't know any of our languages. All it knows is it's there and it does what it does. Number four, and I'm moving right along, is what I call the scapegoat stage. Watch out for this. In just about every crisis, including this pandemic or any other crises that are going on in any of the nations of the world right now, there's always somebody that has to be the fall guy. Somebody's got to fall on the sword, as they say. Heads have to roll. And they're looking for somebody to blame ultimately. And because people have this need to know that someone is going to pay the price for whatever happened. Finally, you got to get the crisis fixed. Despite naysayers, life goes on. At the end of the day, we have to get this crisis situation fixed.